CoyoteMan Show Network.
On the edge. On the edge. On the edge. On the edge. On the edge.
With Sonji on the CoyoteMan Show Network.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but we're right back where we started. I just want to introduce everybody again. We got Silky Mike to my left,
Miss Donna.
to my right. We got.
I thought you were saying I'm
You did it.
dyslexic right now.
You got it right.
We got Uncle Shelton.
I'm in the building.
Always in the building, Uncle Shelton. And we have. Who else do we have?
Now it's your turn.
Miss Donna.
And Miss Laton.
Miss Laton in the house. I was gonna say her name wrong again. I
Miss
wasn't gonna do
Laton
it.
is back.
Hey, Laton is back. So Laton, thank you for your beautiful experience that you learned from. Okay, it may not have been beautiful then, but it was beautiful now because you're here. So we want you to finish your story. Sorry about the interruption.
Okay. Well, as I was saying, I saw him. I saw because when I was speaking to the driver and I asked him, let me see a picture of your employer, and he showed me the picture of the foreign man. While I was standing there talking to the driver, I noticed him. I noticed the employer walked by. But when he walked by, he was coming from the parking lot and he went into the front entrance. Meanwhile, I was on the side entrance, sitting there on a wall by the door, talking to the driver. But God allowed me to see him. But they were going to creep up on me and try to, really, I don't know what they were going to try to do. I don't know if he wanted to see if I was going to walk to the truck with him, and then I don't know what would have taken place at that point, but they were going to try to traffic me. And I knew that, based off just God giving me the discernment to realize that, okay, don't believe him, don't go with him. It had to be just God letting me know. But I saw him, I called that name because I don't even remember his name. It was just some name that the guy told me. I don't know, I can't remember what his name was. I called that name at the time, and the guy turned it because I was thinking, is that him? And then I yelled his name, and he turned and he looked. And so I was like, oops, that is him. Oh my God. That's when I realized, oh, this is serious. These guys are trafficking people.
So
and
I just want to interject for a second, Laton. Laton?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to interject for a second because what I hear is what's true and facts is that, a lot of trafficking happens on truck stops.
Wow.
At truck stops. So Dundalk has a truck stop. 83 corridor, it goes from north and south. So you have New York, Virginia, DC. You have the whole corridor that is so much trafficking going on that is unbelievable. And at that particular stage, what Laton was talking about was grooming. So if I can give you a place to stay, if I can promise you things or give you things, that's a form of grooming. And grooming happens in so many different forms. You have the younger girls who are, they're not used to getting their hair done. They're not used to getting their nails done. They're not getting any attention at home. They feel like maybe the outcast in school. And you have it could possibly be a female to say, you know what, girl, let me take you to meet my friend, and my friend can get your hair done. So now you have someone that's showing a younger person attention or meeting them at the level of their needs. And then it goes to exploitation because now this person thinks that they owe you something. Because if Laton would have fell into that scheme, she would have felt as though she owed that company something. So those are just basic signs of trafficking that happens every day right around us all the time.
Agree.
And they're getting younger and younger and younger. So now, if I can get your girlfriend to get you to get on board with hanging out with us, and I'm making sure you good, I'm making sure you eat, I'm giving you a place to stay. So now you feel, because here's the thing, they don't even want anybody that's on drugs.
They want clean
So they'll
people.
even send you to treatment, clean you up, get you clean. So now you feel as though you're in debt because now you have this life that you didn't have before. So those are just some of the signs.
So they prey on those type of people.
Yep. So they prey on the weak, P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. And it's just happening all the time, right underneath our nose. So I want to thank you, Laton, for coming on, sharing that. Can we give it up for my cousins?
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Donna.
I thought it was odd though when they kept adding monkey wrenches and throwing all kinds of.
Because
first it was a
to
bid by herself. Then it was a bid with the
but
man. Then it's a bid with the man and the son.
Here's the thing: males are being trafficked at a higher rate than females. So that young 8-year-old might have been a product of being trafficked. Because if I can get you young enough, I can groom you young enough, then I can now control everything that you do. You'll be surprised at the number of males that are being trafficked.
So the female would have been there to make sure that she would have felt obligated.
As a motherly figure.
Yeah, she would have felt obligated to stay to make sure that this baby was okay.
Because now, I mean, and they have different ranks in trafficking. You have the person that supposed to be the motherly figure, but that's just to control you and manipulate you. Yes. And then you have like an enforcer or someone who's going to put their foot down and this is not what we do. So it's just so many different phases that persons go through. My personal experience, let's finish with Laton first and then we can.
Anybody else have any questions or any comments? About Shelton? Any questions?
No, I'm just disgusted at the tactics.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted. Don't make no sense.
There's not much to say.
How the hell? Hold up. This mess with me. How the hell you gonna okay? Let's just say, for the sake, let's just say it's a little bit of legitimacy, just a little bit. Okay, what sense does it make for my 8-year-old son to sleep in a bed by himself? He don't pay no bills. That's first off. He don't pay no bills. He sleep with me. I don't know you, lady. You sleep by yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. You be trying to get me. You might try to get me, jack me for my truck or something. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's this whole type of craziness going on. There's too much extraness going on. And they don't know who his boss is.
Yep.
It just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, don't believe it and don't.
I mean, they have so many new tactics that people are using that they try anything. I mean, look at Laton. She's attractive, but maybe they thought she wasn't as smart or inquisitive or intelligent to read through. All they heard was...
Yeah, because I asked the questions. That's what saved my life. One time, I saw a video that was going viral on Facebook where these young Black women were being beaten by a foreign man in a room where other men were, and they were being beaten with sticks. One of the ladies her arm was broken, and they were crying, and they looked like they may have been American Black women.
Well, don't be deceived. Don't television. And see, that's what's going on. Like television is
it was
sometimes it's exacerbated on television. So where people are looking for those outrageous signs, those are not the signs that we see in the hood, right? It may be that one house that has a lot of traffic going in and out, in and out, in and out, and you think, oh, that's just a nuisance house. But if you see the women constantly changing, that's going in and out that house, then that's a red sign, even down to real estate. So persons are getting empty houses, different real estates, break into the houses, use the houses as stash houses to keep the women.
Okay.
So that's just a whole nother arena that people don't know, that people actually go out and lurk and they look for empty houses, secluded houses, rural houses, farm, like any place to actually store people at. And there's just so many. So you have sex, you have labor trafficking, you have sex trafficking, you have labor trafficking. I mean, you have people that do nails. They bring them to the country. They take their passports and they're stuck doing nails or braiding or cooking or cleaning. So all this is happening right here in the States that you wouldn't even know.
Right.
Some of these nail salons, they have bogus licenses up because they're not legit.
And
so
Donna,
that's labor trafficking.
if I interject for a moment, I just want to say that these traffickers are really looking for women with low morals. They're looking to see if you're going to be willing to lower your if your moral compass is low and you're willing to sleep in the bed with a man who's not your husband for a job. That's not a real job. They're
But now,
looking to see
Laton, we
if
got
they can mold you.
But now we got to look at when you say they're prey on people with low morals, you have a person who has been traumatized all their life. They don't know anything about moral values. They don't know anything about being ethical. They don't have any of those skills. They already come in with low self-esteem.
Yes.
They're coming from a broken home, a parent or parents that are on drugs, or most of the fathers are locked up. So they're looking for a friend. They're looking for a father figure. They're looking for a mother figure. So yes, the persons that are being trafficked are coming from broken homes.
And that's how they're getting them. That's how they are getting these women, and they are ruining and destroying their lives.
Not necessarily. I'm sitting here, my life isn't destroyed.
Yeah, and that's
So I am the flip side that
Who's the
what
flip
don't
side,
break
Mike?
you
Miss Donna.
make you strong, right?
Oh,
Because
thank God, because
my exploitation started in my home with my mother's boyfriend, and I like nice things. I like nice. I've always been like that,
She
right?
got the live boo.
And my mother's boyfriend would bring me flowers, and he would bring me cute little sexy tops, and he said, "Don't tell your mother." And because I wanted it, I ain't telling nothing. I ain't telling. Till that day came, and he wanted a kiss. And I'll never forget this particular day. My sister came through the door, and she snatched me, and she said, "Come here. Did he do anything to you?"
Your sister.
And I was like, "No." I was so naive. I was so misled because he was my mother's boyfriend, right? I didn't know that he had already, assaulted my sister, sexually assaulted my sister. I didn't know any of that was going on. But apparently it happened the same way he was doing to me, because I remember us going shopping and he brought everybody brand new. We was in Jersey. He brought the puffer coats, the goose down. Remember the goose down coats? So he brought all of us goose down coats, but he didn't buy my sister one. Right? So those are grooming techniques that I'm going to groom you. And if you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm going to hurt your mother.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to buy you anything else. Right? So those are all just my personal experience. Right? So then the exploitation transferred from to my mom. Me and my mom used drugs together. Right? And my mom said, "I set these dates up for you. Go take care of that." We called it partying, right? So I was like, okay, because my mother already had her own traumas and issues.
Right.
So whatever relationship I can get with my mother, it didn't matter. So if that meant I had to go date, what is that clicking?
I'm ready to find out. Go ahead.
If that meant that I had to go date the biggest drug dealer in the neighborhood, he was the biggest drug dealer in the neighborhood, right? And I was a pretty young. I'm still cute, but I was innocent and I was young,
Right.
And that went on. But what I found out was that was exploitation. my mother was exploiting me. So I had to go
Oh,
back
she-
and do.
I
Yeah,
missed something because the clicking and then I got lost.
but I had to go back and figure out, well, what happened to my mother that she exploited me for drugs
Understood.
because my mother was molested. So now we're talking about generational curses,
Yes, ma'am.
that's happening, and we don't have those labels. We don't have that education. Nobody is saying, "Oh, girl, you was exploited." It was like, "Girl, you partying with your mother." And I'm like, "Yeah." They called us the mother and daughter team. So they made the neighborhood made it look acceptable,
Understood.
right? So I say all that to say that then it transferred from, oh, I can't keep doing this with my mother, to the dude that I met. And he was like, you ain't got to do all that. All you got to do is go down Eldorado's, right? Go down
Gotcha.
the club. I got your back, right? When you do this and when you do that, make sure you put a condom on this. And he taught me all the tricks and trades. Even he taught me everything. There was no reason for me not to make any money. I mean, football players, like you name it, I've done it, right? And he protected me. So at the end of the night,
Like
he
a
was
pimp?
outside. He was the trafficker, the pimp, the boyfriend. Because now we hide it under, that's my boyfriend. But in all actuality, he wasn't my boyfriend. He was exploiting me as well to his homeboys. So now I go back to your crib and you got your homeboys there. Now, I mean, girl, go ahead, look out for my boy, right? All of these chains, all of these scenarios, all of these episodes that happened, I was not aware of what was going on because I needed someplace to stay.
Right.
I needed food. I needed love. I needed attention, right? And until I understood that this is called coercion, this is called exploitation, this is called grooming, and through the grace of God,
That's right. That's right.
through the grace of God, I did not contract AIDS. I didn't contract a life-killing, life-threatening disease.
Yes.
And God has used me to be a vessel. Because if you look at me, I don't look like anything that I
you've
have
been
gone
through.
right? So young people listen to me. They trust me. And I'm like, this is my truth, right? And you can heal and you can go through it. So when they come and they're like, yeah, he did this and he did that, I'm clear about what's about to happen. You're just not clear about what's about to happen.
Yes.
You don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
You can stay here, but you got to look out for me. Oh, yeah, and my boy be over. No. So, yeah.
And then they say, well, if you love me, you would do these things.
Those are all
You would
signs.
do these things to make me happy. You do want to make me happy, don't you?
Exactly. And because you pulled me off the street out the cold and you fed me and you made my hair look good and my nails look good and all that stuff, I have no other choice but to think that I owe you something.
No,
Exploitation at its finest.
that's true.
So,
True.
Um,
Now, on the flip side of that, I mean, as far as the men, that happens to the men too, but I'm sure that it's a little different with them, right?
it's
Same
probably
coercion?
it's probably even more violent because you are dealing with men. You're dealing with LGBTQ.
Okay, I got you.
You're dealing with trans. It's no specific gender that the traffickers aren't attaching themselves to. Anyone that come from a broken home, runaway, or anything like that, and you'll be surprised at the males and the Catholic churches and it's just so
They
deep.
do it through the churches too. Some of the churches.
Well, I know that
or church front. They're not
when
really churches.
when I'm
but
talking
they're
about the
fronts.
Catholic churches, I'm talking about the where the brokenness began.
Oh, okay.
With them being molested when persons are being molested. So now you have a broken male that don't know which way to go. And they grow up with all these insecurities and hurts and doubts, not only with the church, but with themselves. And that make them a vulnerable candidate as well. I'm sorry. You got any questions over there? I see you looking at me, blinking your eyes.
Yeah, Uncle Shelton, you have
Uncle
a question?
Shelton?
Because you look like you about to go off now.
Oh,
Uncle
no, I
Shelton
was
will
just
go
listening.
off in a minute.
Uncle Shelton, what you got for me?
He said
I,
he's
I,
listening.
I was just paying attention. I was just listening to everything. I was making sure that I keep my mind open for the signs, because I got a daughter and I got a wife, and I'm like, I go to jail first. So I want to make sure that I'm aware of the signs, little subtleties and things, like keep my eye on people, see what's going on with them.
Yep, and
Look over there, look over there.
stay lookout for these Jolly Ranchers and this candy, because they're being dipped in fentanyl. So, you got the
Oh yeah.
Jolly Ranchers that's being dipped in fentanyl, and those are gateways. And I especially want to talk about when the pandemic happened.
Okay.
So when the pandemic happened, kids were locked in, so they couldn't get out. So they were able to get out to go to school, to maybe just get away from maybe some of the trauma that's happening in the houses. But when the pandemic now you had social media. So much trafficking was going on in OnlyFans.
Wow.
So much trafficking was going on the Instagram and the Facebook and all the social media platforms, because now you have online traffickers that are getting your attention online. They're cash apping you money. And it's just, oh man.
So with the OnlyFans situation, you're saying that they're made to do these things, and people
Nobody
sort of
made
like,
them.
I mean, like you have a pimp maybe who said, okay, we can do this online now, because they know most people like to watch things online. Are you saying that's what's happening with the OnlyFans?
I don't know about.
I mean, just
I don't know about.
hypothetically.
I only can share my experiences. I'm not gonna get up here in front like I know everything, but I'm gonna share with my experience. So I had a young lady. She's a social worker, and her daughter, teenager. And she called me. She said, I don't know what to do. She said, I had to put cameras all over my house. She said, my daughter is talking to someone on OnlyFans, and he's been cash apping her money, and she's been sending him pictures.
Gotcha.
So now you have the dark web and all this stuff where you can exploit these pictures of kids. That's a whole different world. Don't know much about it.
I understand what you're
Don't
saying.
ask me. But please monitor what your
Watch your
kids are
kids.
watching. Monitor their social media. Monitor their Instagrams, their Facebooks, all of that. They're so good, they can hide the Facebook in a different app, and you won't even know what you're looking at. You can be looking right at their phone, and the whole time they have a app that's decoded under something else. So, yeah.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Now, you said you had some stuff to share with us, huh?
Oh, yeah. So, I'm a part of the Baltimore City Human Trafficking Collaborative. It's a diverse group of stakeholders that we collaboratively work together to combat both sex and trafficking in Baltimore City. And so what I have is a list of resources. So you have Aramenta, you have Turnaround, you have a whole list of resources that are located right here in Baltimore, Maryland. But more importantly, I want to give you the number to the human trafficking hotline, because there's somebody out there that's listening now that want to get away. You want to read it?
No, I just want to see if it's something that I do have a thing that we can put in that's already in the system, so they'll have it at the end too.
Yep. So
okay,
because it's somebody that's listening now and saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know." Call the hotline. Reach out to Donna Bruce Unlimited Incorporated. www.donnabruceunlimited.com. I can get you to the resources. I see that beautiful human trafficking hotline number. You are amazing. Thank you for that. And so I just want to give out a little bit of resources because I couldn't remember everybody. Just a little bit of resources. You have the Public Awareness Committee. That's all city hospitals. The Health Department. Mercy Medical Center is where you go, is where they take persons that have been raped or sexually assaulted. Mercy Hospital will accept you in, and they have such a loving, specific nurses specifically for human trafficking and rape victims. You have the House of Ruth. You have the Salvation Army, which is Catherine's Cottage. You have Turnaround. You have Woodburn Center. There's so many organizations in Baltimore City that you can turn to. Again, Arrow, Aramenta, Children's Home, City of Refuge for Baltimore, Daughters of Charity, Drink at the Well, Greater Bay Brook Alliance. So there are many organizations that are doing the work in Baltimore City. And I suggest everyone to just take a 101 class of human trafficking awareness. Again, because it can be sex trafficking, it could be labor trafficking. It's not just, oh, come here, I'm going to take you to Europe somewhere. It could be just as subtle as you sitting in a nail shop. Start paying attention to your surroundings. And you see these older gentlemen with these younger girls in the nail shops. And they telling them, give her blue. Give her red. No, she's just getting this. Or they looking back like, can I get this? Those are all signs of persons that are possibly being trafficked. So just bring some awareness around it. Take a class. And don't think that it can't happen, because it can come in that knight in shining armor. It can come in that handsome man, that handsome little young boy
I want to know
that
how
your
a person
daughter
get
got
out
her
of that.
eye on, and he got a whole group of friends, and they ready to pass her around like a platter.
I'm just blown away, because the nail shop thing, which is like, they're around people every day, right? Why can't they just say something? And I mean, that's what most people would think, right?
Because fear.
Yeah.
So now I'm paralyzed with fear. I really don't have any place to go. You have disassociated me from my family. You have brainwashed me to think that nobody loves me, nobody cares about me. You're the only thing that I have. I'm not as attractive or intelligent. And it's so much manipulation and brainwashing that comes with it. The same way that person that goes through domestic violence don't leave their abuser.
Yes, ma'am. I
'Cause
was
we'll
getting
say-
ready to connect the two.
And it all goes together hand in hand.
Yes, it
Can I
does.
get a Miss Donna real fast? Because
She
I feel
need a Miss
heavy in here.
We're just listening and being educated right now. So if you thought that's feel a little heavy, we just
No. I'm good.
we're
Trust
just
me. I
drinking up the information.
I am healing, and that's why I'm here tonight just to bring some awareness, because I believe that God didn't bring me through everything I've gone through to sit on it. That's why Donna Bruce Unlimited is a nonprofit organization that recently got approved, because I've been doing the work. Can I get some hand clap?
Congratulations! Anything we can do to help?
Absolutely, you sure can. So if I could talk a little bit about the organization.
Sure,
So
go ahead.
we provide restoration and healing to those who are impacted by trauma through life skills, education, and arts. What does that mean? For us, the Black community, pretty much anybody, we don't heal in traditional ways. We are not traditional people. We heal in untraditional ways. We heal through fashion shows. We heal through workshops. We heal through hands-on skills just to help us work, build up confidence and concentration and things like that. So we provide free workshops.
Awesome.
We have a workshop coming up February the 4th where we have a braiding workshop.
Oh, nice.
So before each workshop, you are taught a technique. You have the butterfly effect. Cross your arms so you can learn this effect. And you will calm yourself down and focus, and you just begin to tap. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And you just tap. And if you're doing that in a quiet place, it helps you center yourself. It helps you calm yourself down. So that's just one technique. I know y'all can't do it now because I got all these lights and cameras on, but try it. And I want to know
We did
the
it.
next
We
time
was
you
tapping.
feel anxiety, or you feel anxious, or you just feel like you have a lot of thoughts running in your head, there's the hand technique. So we teach you a technique before we actually teach you the hands-on skill. We have
Gotcha.
lavender burn purring, or what is it, diffusing, to help you relax.
Okay,
Don't
I'm
be
getting
yawning.
relaxed already. Doing too much.
I got you. I'm telling you. So we help with all those
I done pat
techniques,
myself to sleep.
and then we teach you a skill that you can go home and practice, and you can also become self-sufficient. Because if I can learn how to take care of myself, you can actually. I'm still gonna flow because this is my show. Because I took it over.
Miss Donna.
Okay.
And then took over the show, got me patting myself to sleep.
Pat yourself. Pat, 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 pat. It works. I'm telling you.
Shelton, I ain't see you patting.
I ain't see him patting either. I was
He
I'm
was
still
wrong, though.
patting. What you talking about? I'm up here relaxed. You ain't heard me say I'm in the building. 'Cause
I have that effect
I'm
on
calming my
people.
nerves.
I have that effect on people. That means healing is in the building. Healing
Come
is
on,
happening.
It's healing
Restoration and
Mm.
healing.
and live blue.
Yes, because whether you know it or not, Sonji,
Yes, baby.
we all
Mm-hmm.
are affected with trauma
Yes, we are, man.
some kind of way, vicariously, directly, indirectly. You see somebody shot, that's trauma. You see somebody going through something that affects you. Someone passed away that you know, that's still your
Yes,
grief.
that's the biggest one.
And we as Black people don't address it or identify it or call it for what it is, right? So now we call it for what it is.
What
It's
we call
trauma.
it? Oh,
Trauma.
okay, trauma.
It's called trauma. So, and we are healing in untraditional ways. So,
Yes.
come on out February
so
4th.
February 4th is the braiding.
12. Yep.
Okay.
June is the gun violence awareness.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna definitely do something on that. Don't you have something coming up with the DJ training?
Yep. So we also offer a free workshop for DJs because our young men need some help. They need something to do with their hands besides pull guns.
Well,
right?
you
Not
make
all
sure-
of them.
You make sure DJ Prolific makes sure he's here next week because he's supposed to be here. You can come with him, but
Absolutely.
you drag him.
I will.
Shout out to DJ Prolific. I
DJ
hope you're feeling better.
So yeah, I know that was a lot, but it
Well,
was definitely needed. So I thank you for this platform.
Oh, you're welcome. We're gonna definitely lighten it up and turn up next week.
Yeah, we gonna have to.
Hey, it wasn't.
said we gonna have
It wasn't even that heavy because I ain't give y'all everything that happened to me. Okay, I
You
didn't
ain't
even
got
go.
to. I feel it.
I didn't even go into details of being forced in Detroit, thrown in the river with a gun. Like
yeah, you got the Miss
No,
Donna.
I
did
did
you
not.
write your book?
No.
We got Coyote. We gotta do her movie, man.
Yeah.
She got part 1, part 2, the sequel.
Yeah, I got the scars to prove it. My wounds
but
to prove it.
You and your blessed blue. She's fully blessed and
So-
highly favored.
So don't forget that I will
Miss
be
Donna.
speaking. All right, that's my cue. I'm sleepy. She's sleepy.
She done put me to sleep with the patting myself to death. I'm like butterfly.
What was you about to
It's
say,
called
though?
the butterfly effect.
On the edge.
You better try it.
I like it. Coyote do the butterfly. I ain't gonna make it home. He gonna be sleeping behind the wheel.
On the
You see him put the cue on. Shout out to Shelton. Thank you for tuning in.
With Sonji Lucy.
And we'll
and
be back next
Sekou.
week in full
We're
effect.
On the edge.
Now I can play with my pivo. Oh, we still on the air.
We are. Thank you,
With
Silky.
Sonji on the Coyote
Silky
Man
don't got no
Show
song for
Network.
us. He been gone for a minute. Shout out to Coyote Man. Be out, Coyote.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I love it. All right, guys. I'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
It's gonna be next week.
On the edge.
I got some flyers for y'all too. Some
On
stickers.
the edge.
With Sonji on the Coyote Man Show Network.
On the edge.
With Sonji on the Coyote Man Show Network.